Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Hey, so I am responding to James. James, thank you for the question. This is going to be probably an answer that some of you know, but the question is well taken because a direct answer was apparently not easy to find to this question. And I think that's because you actually have to go back to not how something gets canceled for a dependent, but what makes them eligible to begin with. And you have to keep that eligibility. So here we go. If a person is on Social Security disability insurance, so you are the worker and you have dependents that are getting their portion of the family maximum benefits allowed under your work record because they are minors or other dependents, but particularly in this case, I believe it is minors. If you are having a CDR and you are going to lose your CDR, the question was, will the dependents lose the dependent benefit? They're not disabled children with SSI or anything like that. And the answer is yes. Theirs will cease when yours ceases. That is because their dependent benefit is solely because they have a parent, you, who is disabled and collecting SSD. Or if you were retired and collecting SSR. So if you, I don't know how old you are, but let's say you were 62 on Social Security disability, getting terminated for a CDR, or you think you will because you found a job that you can work SGA and you don't want to have an overpayment, what have you. When you terminate or the SSA terminates those benefits, however, which way you go about that, they will no longer be dependents on your disability benefit because you no longer are eligible for one, right? However, at that point, you could go on early retirement. Now, remember, early retirement comes with that big discount. So it would actually be less than what you're getting on disability. And it will forever be low unless you somehow go back to work full time and are entitled to none of it and have a payback. So, but early retirement, your kids could then collect a dependent benefit because you are collecting as an early retired person. Now, obviously, there's a lot of math to unwrap in that. I'm not doing it here, but some things to consider. Are these very young children? Will they be collecting for 15 years? You know, are they 3 years old? Or are they about to age out and they're only going to get a few months anyway? Those are the things I would be considering when weighing. And I would literally do the math like every year and see what it's going to look like. Because remember, if you take early retirement, you are going to never get your full retirement amount, which means you're never going to get that full disability amount either. It's going to be cut back because now you're taking retirement, if you're taking it at 62, like 60 extra payments that nobody else takes that waits till 67. But the lore might be, yes, but my children will get this, you know, whether it's 50% of your rate or something greater than that. Well, combined, yeah. What if your family max is 50% over your PIA or up to 80% over your PIA, depending. So those are things people look at, you know, when deciding. There's no mold that fits everybody. So, but in the original instance, yes, your children will not be eligible for that dependent benefit while you are no longer on SSD. You have to later become on something. And then, of course, you know, perhaps your children would have aged out. So it's such a big decision whether to do early retirement in such a situation. I don't know the answer. I'm such a cautious person. I'm like, I'm working till I'm at least 70. Well, I might work longer than that if I'm able, because I really do like my work, but I will collect by 70 because there is no benefit to waiting after 70. You just lose those benefits each month that you delay after a certain little grace period there. Anyway, I hope that answered the question. Dependent benefits, they are tied to whoever is eligible and collecting. You cancel your benefits, you get CDR'd, everyone's off it. Spouse, children, disabled adult child, parents if they're your dependents. Yeah, all that. So something to consider. All right, take care now. Bye. Hey, so if the subject matter of the video you just listened to is of interest and you want more on it, stay tuned. Here's another one about the same topic, but a little bit different. Bye now. Good evening. You'll probably see this in the morning. Responding to a question from a viewer. It's somewhat basic, but it gets a little confusing, I suppose. To what age are children eligible for benefits? Now, remember, you have to separate SSI from Social Security. So for a child to be on SSI, he has to be under 18 and have met the SSI disability criteria. And then also the non-medical criteria, which is basically the financial needs-based criteria. Okay, that's SSI. SSI children means the child is disabled. For Social Security, that's usually when they're talking about dependent benefits, like based off of a parent's work record, and the parent is now collecting disability or retirement, or the parent has passed away, and there is potentially a survivor benefit for a child. At what age can the child collect that up until? Generally, the age is 18. However, if they're still in high school, it can go up to 19. However, if they are SSA proven to be disabled between the ages of 18 and 22, which sometimes it's from childhood and up the board, but at some point after 18, or if they're found to be disabled before the age of 22 and continue to be disabled after 22, they can collect the DAC benefit. So that is a child's disability benefit based on the parent's work record. It could be, again, a disabled parent or a retired parent or a deceased parent. And that will go on as long as the child remains disabled or doesn't otherwise make himself ineligible. Because remember, DAC has some particular rules, including marriage. And, if you ever become non-disabled pursuant to earning too much, as of now, you generally can't get DAC back. It's like once you cut it off, it's over. For now, anyway. I think people are trying to change that. But so again, 18 and under, or if they're still in high school, up to 19. Older than that, if they are proven to the SSA standard to be disabled before the age of 22. Okay, does that answer the question? I'm trying to think there was something else that might be helpful for that. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's it. Those are the ages by and large. Okay, hope that helps. Bye now.